crowd ignites, racing hearts under the lights. We live for the speed and slow, every corner, every spoke, chasing dreams, dirt in the throat. Victory's a heavy cloak. Tires slide, the dirt's our stage, helmets on to guard our rage. Lap by lap we earn our wage, in a blur we turn the page. We live for the speed and slow, every corner, every spoke, chasing dreams, dirt in the throat. Victory's a heavy cloak. Grit and steel under our skin, in the wind we feel the wind, dust and glory on our kin. We're alive when engines spin. We live for the speed and slow, every corner, every spoke, chasing dreams, dirt in the throat. Victory's a heavy cloak.
Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome in as the Southern Racing Association. Tulsa Shootout Night number 2 is about to get underway, brought to you by Cardin Cochran Racing in Lovejoy Speed Specialties. As we get ready to rumble, we get ready to set these drivers loose, we welcome each and every one of you into another amazing broadcast here by Peacemaker Gaming. As we get ready to rumble, we get ready to battle here this evening. Drivers out there on the racetrack, they are getting their final moments in here of their practice session. Now, I do believe that the admins will advance it here a little bit sooner than that 9-minute timer that you do see up there. So bear with us as heat race action will get underway here in just a few more moments as drivers ready to go to battle. They are ready to duke it out here this evening for another amazing night of racing action. We saw these drivers go to battle, elbows up, door to door, back and forth battling here last night from the beautiful Chili Bowl Stadium, where we normally see the Lucas Oil Chili Bowl Nationals. Obviously, we don't have the Tulsa Shootout, the same racetrack, but it is the same field, same size, and we're going to see these micro sprints really go to battle, really duke it out here again this afternoon for not one, but 2 races here this evening. Our first race kicking off now just before 7:30 Eastern Time. Second race will be about 2 hours from now, and we'll be live again for that race. So if you don't want to miss out on any of the action here this afternoon, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow and subscribe button, and make sure you turn those bell notifications on. That way you never miss it when we go live here on Peacemaker Gaming. As we'll get them ready to roll, we'll get them ready to rumble. Drivers about to hop out there onto the racetrack for their heat race action. We do see Andrew Thornton right now, quickest here in qualifying. The B-Main Bandit, number 31, here currently the fastest car out there right in position number 2 is the driver who we saw come home in the second position here in the winged micro sprints yesterday, our first race of the afternoon. It is that number 83 machine of Colin Hutchinson. Hutchinson trying to get that car off the racetrack, going for a wild ride right there as he's going to get that Speedworks ride rolling here once again and ready to try to battle for what could be another solid run and solid performance for him here this afternoon. Daniel Adam currently third quickest with Mason Hamill out there on the speedway. The 7 ride, the Hoosier machine, that is Mason Hamill. He is currently fourth quickest. Chase Copeland up inside the top 5. Kelvin Crowley, Trey Trevin Fry, Dylan Blackburn, Dakota Osborne, and Kyle Hooper are our top 10 right now in this practice session. We do see Dakota Denu out there as the Sim Wrap Market number 10 machine rolls on the racetrack. Looking good, looking fresh out there on the speedway. Looking to see if he can work this 10 right up towards the front of the field. As right now we're sitting at about 34 drivers loaded in and ready to go to battle here this evening for our festivities. 34 drivers loaded into the sim, 34 drivers ready to go to battle here tonight, and unfortunately only 22 drivers will start in our A main feature event, so that means we need to eliminate 12 drivers from tonight's feature event here through our heat races and then our consolation races. We're going to see drivers unfortunately not make it into the next round of those consies or not make it into that A main feature event, and that is definitely a spot you do not want to be in. You want to be a part of the show. You want to be up there and putting on a great race for each and every one of us to enjoy this afternoon. You don't want to be in the grandstands and watching these guys battle it out as I'm not sure what kind of a skin or I don't know what he's wearing. What's he wearing here? He's got a little bit of a different paint scheme on this number 10 ride, so that left rear looking a little bit different. He's got a little different paint scheme, but nonetheless, we're going to get ready to rumble. We're going to get ready to roll here in just a couple moments. Drivers are off the racetrack here at the time as we got about 5 minutes left to go, but 5 minutes beforehand here, I do believe we are going to advance the session, and I do believe we're going to see heat race number 1 in just a few more moments. As ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, make sure you guys jump into the comments section, drop a couple comments, let us know who you're cheering for, who you want to see up in victory lane here this evening as these drivers get ready to rumble, they get ready to roll here today. Woo, baby, this is going to be a lot of fun. This is going to be a good time. We're going to see some pretty solid drop of the first green flag right down to the checkered flag. It's going to be a lot of back and forth. It's going to be a lot of, moving around the speedway, trying to find different lanes, trying to find different grooves to put yourself into a position to not only, start a little closer towards the front, but also trying to work yourself through some of the traffic. If you end up with a back pill draw, here is our heat races are done by the pill draw. So drivers that are showing some speed, that have a fast car, have their Outlaw micro sprints hooked up here this afternoon. If they get a bad pill draw, they gotta start deeper in the field. You may have a fast car, but you gotta be able to navigate your way through all the traffic and probably some of the chaos that we will see unfold out there on the speedway. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch. It's going to be very interesting to see not only how these drivers have to handle that movement throughout the racetrack, but how this racetrack really starts to take form. How we see these lines start to change where drivers have to move around to really find that speed and see if somebody can take advantage of finding a new line first and maybe moving forward enough to put themselves into a transfer spot and into our A main, or maybe we'll see that big difference maker out there on the speedway when it comes down to our A main. Maybe somebody finds a different line, a different gear out there in their micro sprint to be able to work themselves towards the front of the pack as the action is about to get ready to rock and roll here. I'm waiting patiently here, just like everybody else. The anticipation is continuing to grow. We want to see these guys out there on the speedway. We want to see them laying down some crazy lap times. We want to see them battling, elbows up, racing here this afternoon, and it can't come quick enough. But that practice timer coming to a close in a quick hurry as AJ Knowles says, thanks for streaming the races. Absolutely, AJ. Absolutely, brother. Always my pleasure to be up here in the broadcast booth and to be able to watch these drivers battle out there on the racetrack is always a good place to be. If you can jump in and watch these guys and see what they're doing and just see, partially the drive and the determination that some of them have, the no give up that they have out there on the racetrack, where their things may not go the right way, things may end up going wrong for them, but they still roll out there. They try to run as many laps as possible. They're trying to learn everything that they can, maybe not for the race that they're currently in, maybe for the next race that they're in here at the Chili Bowl, and maybe potentially help them out in the future with setups or anything else that they can figure out to try to get that extra little bit of speed. We do see a couple drivers jumping out there, having a little fun on the racetrack, moving around the speedway here ever so slightly. They're going to roll the inside berm here. The racing surface is closed, but they're going to try to race around the top of the cushion here on the inside, and fortunately, it doesn't always work out the best there for a lot of these cats, so we're going to see them have a little bit of fun here as they're waiting patiently. They want to get underway. They want to put the work in here this evening as well and see if they can try to lay down some good laps and see if they can try to put themselves into the winner's circle here this evening. That's Colin Hutchinson. Colin rolling that inside lane. I don't know if I would really, it's not really a racing line, but they're making it work. I mean, I don't know what lap times they're running, but I'm going to say they're making it work pretty good out there. I mean, he's about a second off his best lap time there, rolling that inside area. But I mean, hey, you need to find yourself another line to make some passes late in the race. Maybe this becomes a viable option. Maybe just kind of skip the inside line and just go right on down to the safer barriers there, those concrete walls, and see if maybe then, you know, you might be a little slower, but maybe having that open racetrack down there, maybe you can pick up some ground and move yourself a little farther forward. So we'll have to wait and see what drivers are able to do here this afternoon. As quickly we do see that timer closing down here, only about 15 seconds, 10 seconds left. So our practice is officially going to come to a close here. So practice is going to come to an end, and we will see these drivers get lined up and ready to roll here for heat race number 1. Heat race number 1 about to get underway. We're going to have to wait and see how they line up and who's in this first heat race, as the random pill draws here for the heat races really mix things up. There's no qualifying. There's no time out there on the racetrack in the quicker cars starting at the front of the field. It's completely luck of the draw here, and we're going to see quite a bit change here for a lot of these drivers for this beautiful, beautiful night of racing action. And starting in the pole position here for heat race number 1, it is the 19 machine. That is Josh Prater. Prater is going to start in position number 1 here this afternoon. To his outside will be the 32 ride of Austin Nicholson. Starting in position number 3, the 11 ride, that is Trevin Fry. To his outside will be the 30 of James Miller. Starting in position number 5 in the number 33 is Hunter Nico Demis, hopefully I'm saying that right, Nico Demis in the 5th position. Then we see the 18, that is Taylor Wasson out there on the speedway, the EMD machine. And then we see Nick Brundage in the 35, the number 14 ride, that's the 4 sail machine. That is Timothy Missamer out there on the speedway. And bringing up the rear of the field, it is Daniel Adam back here doing a couple catwalks there in that 75 ride, as it looks like Hunter Nico Demis not out there on the speedway. James Miller also not out there on the racing surface. So we have 7 drivers ready to roll here for heat race number 1. Top 4 will transfer through into our A main feature event. Everybody else will go to our consolation races here this afternoon. As the pace car pulls off, we're going to see them get set loose for the first time here this afternoon, as the SRA Tulsa Shootout night number 2 is underway. Quickly, the 19 of Josh Prater out in front, leading the way as he rolls the outside groove, and he'll clear that 11 machine, and now starting to look to open up a bit of a lead, but quickly a great run right there for the Public Enemy setups. Number 11 is Trevin Fry. Oh, little contact up into the fence. He's able to stick with it. We'll have to wait and see if there's a lot of damage or not, as he's going to get another run. The 19 gets a little bit bent out of shape on corner exit. Now he's got another car down to his inside. It's the 75 of Daniel Adam right there, rolling quickly to the front of the field. Started all the way back in the 7th position. Now sits in position number 2. The 75 ride looks hooked up here this evening, and now looking for the race lead and some contact catwalk for the 11 ride. Look out, Trevin Fry almost going for a wild ride, not once but twice, down there through quarter number 3 and 4. As Daniel Adam leads the way, the 11 rolling back to his rear bumper is here's Prater there in position number 3. And then we see Taylor Wasson battling door to door. The 4 sales ride is there, almost 3 wide here for that 3rd spot on the speedway. These drivers know that there is a lot on the line as the white flag has been displayed. Daniel Adam looking to try to pick up the heat race win, and at a corner number 4, he will see the checkered flag fly. Daniel Adam picks up win number 1 here in heat race number 1 as Trevin Fry in 2nd, Timothy Massamer there in 3rd, and Taylor Wasson in that 4th and final transfer spot. Everybody else will load their rides into our consolation races here this afternoon as we'll get ready here for heat race number 2 as Devin Lovejoy says, man, I wish I could race my own sponsored race. Brother, you should be able to. You should be able to, brother. If you want to get in on the action, you just jump right on in there and you race it, okay? I don't think me or Cardin or any of the other drivers are going to are going to stick our noses up about that, my boy. You can hop in here, you can race, you can have some fun, and it's good to see the Lovejoy Speed Specialties coming in and showing the love here, become a part of the SRA Tulsa Shootout and the Chili Bowl for tomorrow night, and become part of the family here on the beautiful broadcast. Is out in front here in heat race number 2. It is the 48 rider Dylan Blackburn who will start in the pole position. The 21 of Garrett Boyd there to his outside. The 101 ride, that is Justin Osborne with Cody Early, Dakota Denu, Joshua Osborne, Colin Hutchinson, Gabe Griffin, and Calvin Crowley bringing up the rear of the field as quickly the green flag back out into the air. Here for heat race number 2 in contact back here deeper in the field. Look out, drivers bouncing off each other. The 10 ride of Dakota Denu up into the outside fence. Colin Hutchinson nowhere to go, gets stuck kind of right in the middle of it, and all of a sudden he finds himself back here in position number 8, battling door to door here for that 7th spot on the speedway. He is now quite a few car lengths back. That 4th and final transfer spot is out in front. The driver who came home in 2nd and 3rd yesterday in our 2 races here on our first night of the Tulsa Shootout, the 48 ride of Dylan Blackburn leading the way here in heat race number 2. He's looking to back up some great performances yesterday here with a good start to his afternoon here in race number 1. Garrett Boyd, though, putting the pressure there to his back bumper as Justin Osborne right there behind him in the 101 ride. These drivers linking pretty heavily there. Hopefully that doesn't affect all these other drivers out there on the speedway. As the 4 of Gabe Griffin holds on to that 4th and final transfer spot, and right there behind him we just saw Cody Early in the 34 make a little bit of contact there with Calvin Crowley. Crowley goes up the racetrack, got a piece of the outside fence, luckily enough able to keep on rolling, but does lose a spot to Colin Hutchinson. But down and out at corner number 4, the checker flag will be displayed in the 21 of Garrett Boyd will pick up heat race win number 2. Dylan Blackburn, Justin Osborne, and Gabe Griffin, our top 4, punching their tickets into our A main feature event. Everybody else will go to our consolation races here this afternoon as we'll get them stacked up, racked up, and ready to roll. Heat race number 3 is about to get underway. So heat race number 3 getting loaded into the sim, and there's a couple heavy hitters out there in this one. There's definitely some tough hitters here this afternoon. As taking a look at the front row, starting on the pole in the 7 ride, it's Mason Hamill. Starting there in the top spot to his outside will be that 38 ride, the Red Bull machine of Levi Henderson. Starting in position number 3 in the 79, that is Dakota Osborne. Into his outside will be that 4 ride. It is the Coca-Cola Bucky's number 4 machine. That is Robert Smith. Starting in position number 5 in the 17, that is Jason Tenapole. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Tenapole. Jason Trenopole. I'm hoping I'm saying that right. Chase Copeland will start to his outside with Kane Williams. Back there in 7th, and then we see Logan Herbert and Jordan LaFawn. Mr. Laboon in the 144 there at the rear of the field. Will have to try to work himself through the traffic and try to avoid the chaos. Unfortunately, gets tied up in the first little bit of contact down through quarter number 1 and 2. He goes around, so does in the 17. Here comes our race leaders. They're trying to get their cars down and out of the way, as there goes Mason Hamill. Hamill out in front, leading the way, going to quickly put Jordan LaFawn and Jason Trenopole. Unfortunately, a lap down here in this one. As Mason Hamill out in front, it's Levi Henderson in position number 2, but look out, as here comes that 9 machine. The 9 of Logan Herbert up and into position number 3, and he's looking to continue to march his way up towards the front of the field. That number 9 ride started all the way back to the 8th position, making some quick moves early on in this race, but now getting a shot right there as Chase Copeland gets into his back bumper, almost getting that 9 ride bent out of shape. Luckily enough, Logan Herbert able to hold on to that thing, keep it pointed the right direction. They almost make contact again as that number 110 machine of Chase Copeland looking to try to take over the 4th and final transfer spot here in heat race number 3. The 4 ride slow down low. That is Robert Smith. Smith will now go a lap down here as well as the white flag has been displayed. Quickly out in front, the number 7 of Mason Hamill out at quarter number 4. We'll see that checker flag fly. Hamill wins heat race number 3 here this afternoon with Dakota Osborne, Levi Henderson, and Logan Herbert in that 4th in final transfer position, meaning Copeland, Williams, LaFawn, Smith, and Trenopole will all go to our consolation races. As we'll get them ready to rock and roll, as Devin says, glad to get these boys paid for putting on a show. Yeah, absolutely, brother, absolutely, and we thank you for being a part of it, being a part of the show, and we're happy to see there in the comment section showing the big love here this afternoon as we get ready to rumble here once again. Heat race number 4, and I do believe this is our 4th and final heat race of the afternoon. So our final heat race action before we head in to our consolation races here this evening is out in front and starting on the pole. It is the 2 machine new looking paint scheme here for that number 2 ride, as that is Devin Cardwell. Cardwell will start out in front with the 31 ride of Andrew Thornton there in position number 2. Starting in position number 3 in the number 29 is actually the 18 ride, the White Knuckle Steps machine. That is David Castelli. To his outside will be Kyle Hooper. Joe Vendetti there in position number 6 as AJ Knoll down to his inside. Then we see Connor Baker back there in 7th and Chase Porter bringing up the rear of the field in position number 8. Once again, 4 more drivers will transfer through to our A main feature event as quickly the number 2 ride of Devin Cardwell opens up a good sized lead. It starts to try to pull away. Back there behind him, they're duking it out as now we do see the 18 ride. That is David Castelli up and in to position number 2. Andrew Thornton trying to battle back to his outside as here comes that 23, Connor Baker. Baker right there working to the middle groove as he's got Kyle Hooper down to his inside. Door to door, they're scrubbing elbows here at the Tulsa Shootout with the SRA. Is there some contact? Around goes Hooper. Hooper goes around the 16 of Chase Porter tied up there with them. They're still messing around here, and they'll quickly pull their rides down to the infield and out of the way of our race leaders. As Devin Cardwell out in front showing these drivers how to do it, as Albert Anderson says hashtag Peacemaker fan. Let's go, baby, let's go. We love to see it. How are you, Albert? Coming in showing the love as Martin Long says good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, Martin. How you doing today, man? Hopefully you're having yourself a wonderful evening. Is out in front, seeing the white flag fly, is Devin Cardwell. Cardwell looking for that 4th and final heat race win as down the back straightaway in through quarter 3 and out of 4. Devin Cardwell will pick up heat race win number 4. Andrew Thornton there in second, Connor Baker in third, and Joe Vendetti coming home in position number 4 here. That fourth and final transfer spot going to the 3 machine. Everyone outside the top 4 will load up their rides and they will join the fans in the stands. Actually, they'll get another opportunity. They're going to our consolation races, but they have an opportunity to still race their way into our A-Main feature event, but they got to be very, very careful, because if they do not finish well in these consolation races, they may be loading up their rides and joining the fans in the stands here for our final races here in our first race, our first session of the afternoon. As we'll get ready here for our C-Main consolation race, we're looking for 4 drivers. 4 drivers will keep their dreams alive, and they will work themselves into our B-Main consolation race, which will follow up right after this one. So if they want an opportunity, if they want to be able to jump out there and battle and race their way towards a main starting position, they gotta be inside the top 4 here in this C-Main to keep their dreams alive. And starting on the pole in the number 35 ride, that is Nick Brundage. Brundage will start in the pole spot to his outside the 14, that is Calvin Crowley. In position number 3 is the 144, it's the House of Speed machine of Jordan LaFont, who is outside the 11 ride, that is Kyle Hooper. Starting in position number 5 in the 33, that is Hunter Nico Demis. Hopefully I'm saying that right, Nico Demis. In position number 5, Dakota Denu to his outside. Robert Smith, Chase Porter, Jason Trenpole, and Joshua Osborne bringing up the rear of the field as we're quickly seeing drivers go upside down. Big wreck here off of the green flag. What in the world is going on? Take a look here as we watch that live. The 33, the Snap-on machine, unfortunately just washing up the racetrack, getting onto the throttle, goes up the track, slams into the side of the 10 right of Dakota Denu. He goes around as the 33 goes around here. We do see the unfortunate break for the 4 ride. Robert Smith nowhere to go as the Bucky's machine goes upside down. A wild ride there into quarter number 1, and you look back there behind him. I don't know if the 706 ride saw this happening or what may have happened here, as unfortunately for Joshua Osborne, gets up into the outside fence. He climbs that fence and goes for a little bit of a wild ride there himself, as he is now down pit road. Same with Hunter Nico Demis. Same with Jason Trenpole. Robert Smith also down pit side already. Here in this one is our race leader, Nick Brundage, goes for a slide. Brundage was out in front, now going for a quick slide and loop-de-loop down through corner number 3 and 4. Luckily enough, able to get that car rolling once again, and he is lucky enough able to still hold on to that 4th and final transfer spot, is now out in front. Leading the way here in RC Main, it is the Tunnel Vision by Hackney, the Grip Hackney Live House of Speed number 144 on the Long Crafters machine. That is Jordan LaFont, who's at the front of the field. LaFont out in front, showing these drivers how to get it done. He will see that white flag fly as Calvin Crowley, Dakota Denu, Nick Brundage, our top 4, all looking to transfer through into our B main. It's down across the line. It is the 144 of Jordan LaFont. LaFont does pick up the C-Main win. He will work himself into the next round of our Alphabet Soup. Calvin Crowley, Dakota Denu, and Nick Brundage will also advance into the next round here of racing action. Let's take a look here at the official standings of that C-Main consolation race, as unfortunately you drivers loading up their rides. They will be joining the fans in the stands here this afternoon, as LaFont, Calvin Crowley, Dakota Denu, and Nick Brundage all transfer through into our B-Main consolation race. They'll get an opportunity still to race their way in to our A-Main here this evening. As Kyle Hooper, the first driver, unfortunately loading up his ride and joining the fans in the stands here this evening. Same with Chase Porter, Hunter Nico Demis, Joshua Osborne, Jason Trenpole, Robert Smith, and James Miller will all load up their rides, and they will join the fans in the stands here this evening for our A-Main feature event. Alrighty, as we'll get ready here for our B main. 12 drivers loaded in here, ready to rock and roll, and starting on the pole in the 32, that is Austin Nicholson. Nicholson will start in the top spot to his outside in the Castrol. 34 right, that is Cody Early. Starting in position number 3 in the 110, that is Chase Copeland to his outside in the number 18 machine, that is David Castelli. Starting in position number 5 in the number 19, that is Josh Prater, as Prater will start in position number 5. Colin Hutchinson there to his outside. Starting in position number 7 is the 27 of Kane Williams. You'll have AJ Knoll there in position number 8. And then we see our C main drivers, LaFawn, Crowley, Brundage, and Denyu back there at the rear of the field. As quickly, the green flag is out. Our B main consolation race is underway. The last chance dance here this evening. I do believe we're looking for the top 6 drivers. 6 drivers will work themselves into the show. 6 drivers will unfortunately load up their rides, enjoy the fans in the stands as we get a pile up down on the back straightaway. Caution flag on the racetrack. Caution flag out there on the speedway. We'll take a look here initially at David Castelli and the number 83 of Colin Hutchinson. They're going to run into issues here almost right out of the get-go as they're trying to get up the speed. They're trying to roll down through quarter number 1 and 2. Unfortunately, looks like the 18 getting a little bit loose there. The 83 really nowhere to go. Gets in, gets a piece of them right here. They get that contact, and they're trying to figure out where they're going, what they're doing here. Let's play it back just a little bit. Gets a great run here for Hutchinson. You watch Hutchinson there in the black 83 ride. Gets in there. Oh, there's a little contact for the 18 ride there off the 34. He has to get checked up for that 34 ride. Unfortunately for Hutchinson, nowhere for him to go. He actually runs out of room, runs into that 18 ride as they get tied together here. Both these drivers trying to get their cars pointed back in the right direction. I do believe we're going to see more contact here deeper in the field as more drivers will get collected here on this back straightaway. As Hutchinson stopped there on the racetrack. I think that's really what gets things started here. So Hutchinson, after that contact, after running into those issues, he's parked here on the bottom side of the racetrack. He's not moving, and our race leaders are rolling up to him in a quick hurry. Luckily enough, Chase Copeland, the 32, they're all able to avoid him, but watch that 27 ride of Kane Williams. Kane Williams, unfortunately, running out of room. They're running door to door. He has to slide up and unfortunately gets a piece of the 19 ride. That's what gets him turned around. Unfortunately for Jordan LaFawn, he gets tagged into that one. The 34 ride, the 23. You see Nick Brundage in there. The 14 ride of Crowley also in there as well, as a lot of drivers unfortunately tied up in heavy damage there down the back straight away, and that's going to tear up a lot of race cars as we are back to green flag racing. So the green flag quickly back out here in this one. Another driver running into issues. That is the 27 of Kane Williams again, going for a loop-de-loop as they're dropping like flies and headed down pit side. Out in front, it is Chase Copeland who continues to lead the way. Nick Brundage there in position number 2 with Austin Nicholson back in 3rd. The 34 ride is the 34 ride is a lap down out there on the racetrack, I do believe, as Josh Prater in the 19 sits in 4th. Dakota Denyu now in position number 5, and Jordan LaFawn is currently sitting in that 6th and final transfer spot as the checkered flag will be displayed in the Majula Safe Speed Shop. Number 110 of Chase Copeland will pick up the B main win, and he will work himself into our A main feature event. So that's going to set up our field here. The 22 drivers for our A main feature event are set. Unfortunately for 6 drivers, they were eliminated there in that B main consolation race. Let's take a look at those official standings here for the B main, not the C main. Let's get the B main in there and see what that B main is looking like. So Chase Copeland, Nick Brundage, Austin Nicholson, Josh Prater, Dakota Denyu and Jordan LaFawn all working themselves into our A main here this afternoon for race number 1. On night number 2 of the Tulsa Shootout, we gotta change the name there as it says night number 1. It's not night number 1 anymore. It is night number 2 of the SRA Tulsa Shootout. As these drivers ready to rock and roll as top 6 move through, unfortunately for Kelvin Crowley, David Castelli, Kane Williams, Cody Early, AJ Knoll, and Colin Hutchinson. They will load up their rides and they will join the fans in the stands here this afternoon for our A main feature event. As all these drivers jumping out onto the racetrack here, a quick warm-up session. They're making sure their cars are absolutely set up perfectly here and ready to roll for this A main feature event, making sure that their setups are absolutely on point and perfect here this evening. As ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we get ready here for our A main. Our feature event will get underway in just a few more moments. If you haven't already, hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow and subscribe button, drop a couple comments on the stream, as every single like, comment, share helps push the stream out more and more and more to more amazing viewers and fans in the stands for these amazing drivers and our amazing sponsors. As the Lovejoy Speed Specialties coming on board here this afternoon for night number 2 and our Chili Bowl tomorrow afternoon for these 3 final races of this amazing week of racing action with the Southern Racing Association. As we'll get them stacked up, racked up, ready to roll here in just a few more moments. Our A main just around the corner. We're going to get a quick break, a quick drink into us as Volksy coming in, smashing that sub button over there on YouTube. Welcome to the Peacemaker family. Welcome to the Peacemaker crew. Volksy coming in, showing the big love, smashing that subscribe button, becoming a brand new member of the Peacemaker family here this afternoon. As we'll get ready to rumble, we'll get ready to roll in just a couple moments. We're going to take a quick break, get a quick drink into us, and get ready for the A main feature event.
Engines roar, the night ignites. In the dirt we find our might. Rubber burns, the crowd ignites. Racing hearts under the lights. We live for the speed and slow. Every corner, every spoke. Chasing dreams, dirt in the throat. Victory's a heavy cloak. Tires slide, the dirt's our stage. Helmets on to guard our rage. Lap by lap we earn our wage. In a blur we turn the page. We live for the speed and slow. Every corner, every spoke. Chasing dreams, dirt in the throat. Victory's a heavy cloak.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you came here for a show. Well, here you go. Our main feature event is about to get underway. These drivers are going to get ready to rock and roll. As folks, I don't know why the link for the Discord isn't working. It's not working on any of my Discord servers right now. If you look up the Southern Racing Association on Facebook, you should be able to find all the information to be able to join their Discord and join in on the fun here for the rest of the afternoon and tomorrow night's festivities, as they are always putting on more amazing events week after week after week. So definitely jump over to Facebook, check out their Facebook page at the Southern Racing Association to try to get in on the fun here this evening, as we'll get them stacked up, racked up, ready to go here this evening. Our main feature event out there on the racetrack. These drivers ready to rumble and ready to go to battle here this evening. And starting on the pole, it is the 75 ride Daniel Adam and Garrett Boyd to his outside. Gavin Cardwell, Mason Hamill, Dylan Blackburn, Trevin Fry, Andrew Thornton, Dakota Denu, Justin Osborne, and Timothy Mazamir. Rounding out our top 10, as we are going to end all the anticipation with our feature presentation, as we are quickly green flag racing here at the beautiful Tulsa Shootout with the Southern Racing Association. As quickly we do see a few drivers get tied together in an early caution flag here to start this main feature event. Yellow flag will be displayed. Looks like Taylor Wasson gonna run into some issues. Keep an eye on this EMD Wraps number 18 ride, as Wasson looks like he's a little 3 wide right here, and unfortunately things get tight. He's getting some work done to his back bumper. Unfortunately gets shoved off the racetrack, gets loose on corner exit, makes contact there with the 3 machine. I'm not sure who that may have been. Potentially Joe Vendetti. I do believe that's who he ends up making contact with, as him and Joe come together here on corner exit. Unfortunately, nowhere to go for Nick Brundage. Prater getting collected in that, as well as the 10 ride of Dakota Denu, who ends up on his side there and losing that top wing. He'll have to go down pit side and get that car repaired, as we'll get him stacked up, racked up, and ready to go back to green flag racing. You're in this one, as some craziness already here this afternoon. Some back and forth battling here on the racetrack, as we'll get the overlay fixed up here once again, as each and every one of these drivers ready to battle, ready to duke it out. Here you go, green flag quickly back out into the air for Daniel Adam, as Adam out in front leading the way. Daniel Adam out in front, showing these drivers how to get it done, as Garrett Boyd there in second. Mason Hamill in third, and Trevin Fry up and into position number 4. Dylan Blackburn right there trying to hold on to position number 5, but unfortunately gets a piece of the outside fence, now bouncing off that 79 ride. And unfortunately for Dylan Blackburn, a driver who finished both races on the podium yesterday, sliding backwards here in our 30 lap main feature event for these winged Outlaw micro sprints. As Dylan Blackburn now back into the 8th position, one driver moving forward, already at 4 spots. That is Timothy Missammer. Missammer up and into position number 5 here, up 4 spots early on in this feature event, and now finds himself inside the top 5. As we do see the caution flag coming back out. Looks like Joe Vendetti running into some more issues here, as Joe rolling back deeper in the field after being tied up in that first yellow flag. He will be the driver to bring out the second caution flag here, as looks like he's going to get into the berm down low on quarter exit. Is going to shoot this car right up the racetrack. Heavy contact into the outside fence here, as right there that car just snap hooks up into the outside fence. Luckily enough, our race leaders are all able to avoid him here, as he gets backed up into the outside wall and lets everyone go by before rolling back out and onto the driving line here, as he will unfortunately go even deeper in the field and good news for at least one driver, as I do believe Dakota Denu able to get a lap back right there. Does get the wave around, does get a lap back out there on the speedway, so trying to rebound here as Denu finds himself back in the 22nd position and continue to try to work his way back onto the lead lap here this evening. Is out in front, Daniel Adam, our early race leader. We'll see that green flag fly. Quickly, Daniel Adam onto the lap pedal, trying to get a little bit of a gap, grow it here between himself and that 7 wide of Mason Hamill. Hamill there in second, trying to hold on to it as here comes Garrett Boyd. Boyd looking to try to get back around that 7 machine, and they got to be careful as here comes a couple fast cats right there behind them, but the caution flag will be displayed here once again. So cautions breeding, cautions early on here this afternoon, as it looks like Davin Cardwell in the 2 ride. Gonna run into some issues. Cardwell up inside the top 10 here, battling with Blackbird. I do believe this is for about the 8th position on the speedway, and I believe he's gonna send it in down low, and unfortunately kind of getting a little slideways right there in the 31 ride. Gets a piece of them right there. The 9 also getting tied up in this, so a couple drivers with some pretty good contact and pretty good damage. That's Logan Herbert in the 9 ride, and Andrew Thornton in the 31. You see Thornton just get into the 2, nudges him, turns him around. You'll see Nick Brundage getting tied up in that, as well as a couple other drivers. Joe Vendetti also getting turned around there, and more damage there for that 3 machine, as he's had no luck here this afternoon in that 3 ride, as he has himself once again down pit road and getting some repairs done. Connor Banker also got a piece of that one, got up into the outside fence, trying to avoid any additional contact there on the speedways. We'll get them stacked up, racked up, ready to go back to green flag racing, sticking with the single file restarts here as the 75 of Daniel Adam out in front. He's getting ready to hit that throttle. It's down through 4. He will see that green flag come back out quickly here with the SRA Tulsa Shootout night number 2. As he is out in front, continuing to lead the way, but the caution flag will once again fly. And another quick caution flag, as these cautions breeding cautions here this evening. And it looks like Austin Nicholson, Jordan LaFawn, Taylor Wasson, a bunch of drivers getting collected here in this one. Let's take a look back at the 32 ride, see if we can see what happens here, as this is the 32 of Austin Nicholson. Nicholson up on the high side, Jordan LaFawn right there behind him, and the 32, unfortunately, getting back onto the throttle here, trying to build up that speed and the momentum. Looks like as he hits into the slick stuff, the rear end just kicks out and around on him. You see that car sideways sliding down the racetrack, trying to keep it pointed the right direction. Unfortunately, comes down into that 144 right of Jordan LaFawn. Nowhere to go for Jordan LaFawn, nowhere to go for the 18 machine. You see Davin Cardwell trying to get through there. The 35 of Nick Brundage, Dakota Denu, all trying to get by there, as well as they get piled up there into the outside fence right at the start-finish line. As we'll get them stacked up, racked up, ready to go back to green flag here once again, as Daniel Adam continues to lead the way. Now these laps continue to get clicked off as my boy Ryan Fansler. What's good, Ryan? Ryan coming in, showing the love. Says, hey, Peacemaker, what's good, Ryan? What's good, Mr. Fansler? How you doing this afternoon? Hopefully you're having yourself a wonderful day, as the racing action about to get back underway here in this one. As, woo, baby, already some pretty crazy racing action, few caution flags, a lot of bumping and banging, a lot of beating and banging out there, as each and every one of these drivers trying to get every single inch they can on the speedway, knowing that they can advance their positions here and try to work themselves into the top spot, wanting to try to join me up here in the broadcast booth. As out in front, Daniel Adam will see the caution flag fly once again after clicking another lap or 2 off the board. Again, looks like potentially Davin Cardwell, Connor Banker running into some issues here. Let's take a look at Davin Cardwell in the number 2 ride. The Meyer machine up on the outside lane is going to send it down low, and not sure if he gets a little piece. Oh yeah, the 23 ride right there. Unfortunately, a tough break for Connor Banker, as Banker in that number 23 machine. He's going to run into some issues here on corner exit. We've seen this a couple times already. Look at that car just break traction. Shoots down the racetrack as the two rides trying to roll up to him. Unfortunately, doesn't realize that the 23 is losing so much momentum as they get tied together. The two goes around the 23. Baker hard up into the outside fence here. Pretty heavy damage there for that Fox number 23 machine. Another quick caution flag, another restart about to fly here this evening as I do believe Jordan LaFawn going to get the wave around right there, looking to try to work his way back onto the lead lap. So a good break for the Papa Mike Promotions, number 144, and we'll get ready to go back to green flag racing. As Daniel Adam quickly back onto the lap pedal, another good restart right there. Quickly opening up half a second lead between himself and Mason Hamill. Hamill not getting the restart that he was hoping for right there, and unfortunately giving up quite a bit of time. Quickly out there on the speedway. Now it's going to be tough to try to get that time back and trying to close in on this number 75 ride, but we really haven't seen these drivers run a lot of green flag laps here throughout this feature event. So it'll be interesting to see how many laps we get in, and as soon as I say that, we see the caution flag fly here again this afternoon. Looks like Dakota Denu. His day's going to continue to go down as Denu runs into some more issues here on the racetrack. Denu and Davin Cardwell door to door here. It looks like Denu's just going to get up into the outside fence. As he climbs the fence, the car is going to snap hook around on him here, and nowhere to go for the 32 ride, which I do believe is the 32 of Austin Nicholson. Jordan LaFawn getting a little piece of that as well in that beautiful House of Speed machine as the Simrap Market machine goes around in the caution flag. Will come back out as he was stopped there on the racetrack. So we'll get them all ready to roll here once again. Another big restart coming up for the 75 right of Daniel Adam. Adam has to be on his A game to try to keep these drivers back there at bay. Is what we're going to do is we're going to jump on board here with a couple drivers back deeper through the field. Chase Copeland, we're going to jump on board here with him, see what he can see. He's sitting in the 8th position for this restart. Now he's going to have to try to find a little bit of a different lane, a little different grooves in the drivers in front of him if he wants to continue to try to work his way up and through the field here, as Copeland's been working his way from deeper in the pack, and slowly but surely he's now inside the top 10. He's looking to try to join the top 5 here in just a little bit. We'll have to wait and see if he can find the track position to get that done. As sitting in that 8th position, he'll get ready to rock and roll. Driver's gonna get caught up here to the back bumper of our race leader, and here you go. This time I do believe down at a corner number 4 we will go back to green flag racing. Out in front, Daniel Adam leading the way. Here you go, green flag back out. So the number 110 that we're riding on board with here, that is Chase Copeland. See Copeland trying to wheel this thing around the racetrack, trying to find a run, trying to find a lane as he's right there on the back bumper of this number 48 as Blackbird trying to hang on to it. We do see one driver, Austin Nicholson, upside down there out at corner number 4. A big hit right there for the 32 ride, and another caution flag out here on the speedway. It's Austin Nicholson in this 32 going to run into some issues once again here on the speedway. We'll take a look here and see what happens as Nicholson trying to get this car rocking and rolling. He's going to tag the outside fence. He's going to go for a wild ride, and this car is going to go for a bunch of, like, I don't even know, inverted 360s right there on the fence. Ends up upside down, and he takes his car right down pit side behind the wall here and down into the background of the beautiful Tulsa Shootout here this afternoon. So a tough break there for the 32 as we'll get them all ready to rumble once again. And each and every one of these caution flags, as much as I'm sure the 75 ride doesn't want to have these drivers get back to his rear bumper, he's been getting some great launches, some great runs here on these restarts, and every one of them kind of eliminating another lap and another lap without really any risk of him losing a position here. So he's just trying to keep this car pulling in the right direction, hoping to see maybe a few more caution flags and make it less of a green flag run for all these drivers back there behind them to really try to find a way around him here this evening. Is Mason Hamill right there at second? Look out, that is Garrett Boyd hard up into the outside fence, now tied up together with Logan Herbert. Herbert right there. Now Herbert's going to get some more contact as the 19 ride piles into him, and Logan Herbert still somehow or another keeping that car pointed in the right direction, but we do see a couple more drivers getting tied up. There goes Herbert, he'll go around, and there's the caution flag. So Logan Herbert running into some pretty heavy contact here, and unfortunately some pretty heavy brakes out there on the racetrack as well. Let's see if we can get a good look here. As not sure where we're going to see the initial contact here. Let's play this one and see what happens, as the number 9 really just doesn't have a whole lot of room to move around the racetrack. He's stuck back in a bit of a 10th position, and as the 21 bouncing up into the outside fence, he gets some contact right there. I'm not sure if it's the 35. It is the 35 right here. Nick Brundage gonna get in there a little bit too far. He's gonna drive into the side panel of that 9 ride. That gets the 9 bent out of shape. He's trying to stay out of the 31 right of Andrew Thornton. He watches up into the 21, who's already running into issues. Now they get stuck up into the outside fence. As they hit that outside fence, now they're all piling in here together. More contact down through corner number 3 and 4, and unfortunately Jordan LaFawn goes for a couple loop-de-loops. And there goes the 9 right. Turned around, pointing the wrong direction. That will bring out our caution flag. As we'll get ready to go back to green flag racing, double file restarts here. That's an interesting call, in contact quickly. It's Dylan Blackburn. Blackburn turned around. There goes the 4 right, also collected here in this one. Caution flag quickly back out onto the speedway. Double file restart. They're catching a lot of these drivers, I think, off guard, and unfortunately a lot of tore up race cars here once again. Let's take another look at it, as unfortunately for the number 48 ride, he's going to run into a bunch of issues right here, and I don't think he's going to be very happy with how that one played out. Let's see if we can find this 48. He's kind of hiding on me right there. There's Dylan Blackburn, as Blackburn is starting in position number 4 here on this restart. Blackburn trying to get a good run in behind the 7 right, trying to battle up towards the front of the field. Unfortunately, contact there between him and Timothy Massamer. Against that 48, kind of turned around a little bit right there, bent out of shape at least, as Trevin Fry gets a piece of him. The 4 right gets in there as well, and all these drivers trying to play dodge car out there on the racetrack as they pile in down the bottom side of corner number 1, and unfortunately that caution flag coming right back out here in this one. As Devin Lovejoy says, at least they can't say I sponsor Snooze Fest. Absolutely, brother. Definitely not a snooze fest. Keeping each and every one of these drivers honest on the racetrack, and keeping every single driver and spectator on their tippy toes here this afternoon. As Blackburn back up towards the front here, making the move around Chase Copeland, trying to hold on to position number 4 as Copeland continuing to try to work his way up towards the front of the field. The 110 now finds himself up 12 positions from where he started here this afternoon, but another quick caution flag out there on the speedway, as a couple more drivers running into issues, and this time we did see Trevin Fry run into quite a bit of problems on this restart. Let's see if we can get a good look here at Trevin rolling in this beautiful Public Enemy setups number 11 ride. They get some contact there down on the bottom side of 1 and 2. He washes down onto the apron, takes that car right down pit side, and then we see the 4 right here. That is Gabe Griffin. Looks like he's going to run into more issues out there on the speedway, as he's trying to catch up, trying to gain some ground here on the field. He's going to get up into the outside fence. Look at the sparks fly as he climbs that fence. It gets pointed in the wrong direction. Here comes our race leaders, and that's where the caution flag will fly. And a tough break there for the Flow Racing number 4 machinist. Another heartbreaker, another heavy hit for a bunch of these drivers, as we'll get them stacked up, racked up, ready to go back to green flag racing here once again. As Daniel Adam, he's trying to be that reflection of perfection, trying to keep this 75 right out in front for every lap here in this A main feature event, and so far he's ran a perfect race, says only 6 more laps left to go. He's got himself a pretty solid lead now out in front here, having that 7 right back there behind him for multiple laps. Kind of knows what to expect as the caution flag is displayed here once again. Nick Brundage and Andrew Thornton going to come together here in this one. Brundage rolling in the 6th position, the 31 right of Thornton there behind him, and fortunately looks like right here, the 48 of Blackburn gets loose through the slick stuff here. take a look as Blackburn's going to kick that rear end out around. So he's trying to get down underneath of the 110 of Chase Copeland. He actually gets a piece of Copeland, checks him up, gets that car sideways. Unfortunately for Nick Brundage, he really has nowhere to go. Same with Andrew Thornton. They get tied together. You see Thornton actually parked on top of the front wing of that 35 ride in the 31, pointed the wrong direction. They're on the racetrack, and that's where we'll see that caution flag fly. But heavy damage there for a couple of our front runners on the racetrack as we are quickly back to green flag racing. But as quickly as we go back to green flag racing, the caution flag will come right back out. So things were just getting started. Things will quickly just get slowed down again here on the racetrack. That means another late race restart here for Daniel Adam as we do take a look at this. This is the number 35 ride once again at Nick Brundage. Looks like Brundage going to run into some more issues now. Brundage and the 48 were able to get their positions back. Unfortunately, though, Brundage's going to run into more issues. He climbs the fence after a big hit, a heavy hit, and he continues to flip down through quarter number 1 and 2. He ends up hitting a pole here down on pit entry, and that's what really does him in. Watch this car right there. Flips it, bam, hits that wall. Goes for a wild ride. Help me, baby Jesus. Help me, Tom Cruise. As, my gosh, that was a wild ride right there for that number 35 machine. A tough break there for Nick Brundage as we'll get ready to roll here once again after another caution flag. And we see only 5 more laps left to go. This time down by the start-finish line. We will click another lap off. So 4 more laps left here in the first race of the afternoon for the SRA Tulsa Shootout. Brought to you by the amazing folks over at Lovejoy Speed Specialties. There's only 3 more laps for the number 75 ride, who's looking to be the reflection of perfection with 2 more laps left to go, trying to lead every single lap here in our A main feature event. Daniel Adam down the back straightaway, nice and easy down through quarter number 3 and out at quarter number 4. He'll see that white flag fly. So one more time around here for Daniel Adam. He's got a second between himself and Mason Hamill. As Hamill trying to hold off Timothy Massamer, but out of 4, no one can catch him, no one can pass him. It's the 75 of Daniel Adam who picks up the checkered flag here in race number 1 on night number 2 of the Southern Racing Association Tulsa Shootout. It's the 75, the RLM Enterprises machine will pull himself up and into the beautiful victory lane here for the Tulsa Shootout, brought to you by the Lovejoy Speed Specialties here this afternoon. What a run and what a drive. Daniel Adam, just mistake-free race. And you can see him doing these catwalks down on the front straightaway and down on the infield. He is pumped up. He is pretty excited, picking up that checkered flag. We see Mason Hamill coming home in second and Timothy Massamer coming home in position number 3 here this afternoon. As we'll get ready to pull our top 3 up and into the broadcast booth, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. If you guys enjoyed the racing action, make sure you guys hit that like button on the broadcast. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button or the follow button if you're watching on Facebook, Twitch, or YouTube, and become part of the Peacemaker family here today. And make sure you turn those bell notifications on because you do not want to miss the racing action here on Peacemaker as the green flag for race number 2 here this afternoon, as we'll be back here at the Lucas Oil Chili Bowl Nationals for the SRA Tulsa Shootout here with these micro sprints. We'll be live in probably about an hour from now. We'll be back live again, but we're going to get ready to pull our top 3 no matter what right now into the broadcast booth. Alrighty, let's take a look here, see if we can find our top 3 drivers for their post-race interviews here this afternoon. We do see them up and in the Discord, so here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, our race winner, Daniel Adam. Hey, Daniel, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker broadcasting booth. Do you get a copy?
Yeah.
Daniel, man, a solid run, a solid drive for you here all afternoon in race number 1 of the night number 2 of the Tulsa Shootout here with the Southern Racing Association. Man, take us back through this one, as through your front windshield, you didn't really see a whole lot of action. You didn't run into a whole lot of lap traffic, as we didn't really run a whole lot of green flag laps, but there was definitely a lot of times where you see these caution flags come out. You gotta trying to dodge a couple of those drivers that are parked on the racetrack or still trying to get themselves pointed back in the right direction. And luckily enough, you're able to avoid any contact. You're able to get some great restarts and keep Mason Hamill, Timothy Massamer, and all these other amazing drivers back there at bay, man. Take us back through this race, and how does it feel to be up in victory lane?
Yeah, it's nice, especially after last night. I started ninth and sixth in my heat race last night, just like tonight, and wasn't as lucky last night. So it was nice to be able to go 9-1 in the heat and start on pole. And I wish it would have gone green because I felt like I had a better car than everyone else. I just spent, I don't know, about an hour and a half today testing, getting my setup right. So it really paid off, especially being able to start on the pole and have a caution fest. It's basically just have a good restart and walk away at that point. So the restarts kind of scared me because it let them catch up. And there was one time I made a mistake and he got a run to the top, and luckily the yellow came out. But um, yeah, the track played into my hand pretty good. I had it set up to run the bottom, and that was really the only lane available. So track played in my hand. The race did. The cards kind of fell right tonight, especially after the heat race. Got into I forgot who was in the heat race, but I got it. Whoever got into the heat race, I'll remember it in like 5 minutes. But didn't mean to, and we talked about it, and we're good now. So no hard feelings with anyone, and hopefully we can have a good wingless race next.
Yeah, absolutely. Trying to pull off the back-to-back like we saw last night with Bo Stencil. Stencil was able to pick up both wins here in our first night of the SRA Tulsa Shootout. Now you're looking to try to reenact that and do it again here this afternoon. As you're able to get that first win, you lead all these laps as you're the reflection of perfection here in race number 1. Daniel, who would you like to thank for such a great drive and great performance out there on the racetrack?
Yeah, I got to thank my first my iracing go-to setup guy, Tanner Tomasi with Speed Wrench Setups. He gets me hooked up in the late model stuff. I got to thank all my real life sponsors: Mobilization Funding, RLM Enterprises, Justin L. Langdon, Restore Warehouse, Racing for Heroes, Swift Springs, SRI, Shepherd Synthetics, American Racing Rims, Allen Automotive, Integris Risk Solutions. I'm sure I'm forgetting a few. Spiffies, Tricks, VP Racing, WP Performance, Razzbones Towing. I can't thank all of them enough. If you want to check us out at Volusia or any World of Outlaw race, go to danieladams75.com and you can see our schedule.
Beauty. Well, Daniel, a great run, a great drive here in this one, and we can't wait to see it back out there in the non-winged micro sprints here this afternoon, and hopefully we'll see you out there as well for tomorrow night's festivities, as we'll see the dirt midgets in action instead of the micro sprints. A little bit of the same thing, but a little bit different. It's the same, but different out there. But nonetheless, we're going to see you continue to battle, continue to race hard out there, and we hope to see you up here for a couple more trips into the broadcast booth and maybe a couple more trips up and into victory lane.
Yeah, thank you for broadcasting this, and thank you to Carden for putting it on.
Absolutely, brother. Enjoy the rest of your night. Good luck out there, and hopefully we'll see you back up here in race number 2.
Thank you.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, give it up there for the 75 of Daniel Adam as Adam comes home in position number 1, picking up the checkered flag here in our first race of the afternoon, our third race of the Southern Racing Association Tulsa Shootout Outlaws here this afternoon. The amazing Tulsa Shootout presented by Lovejoy Speed Specialties here this evening, making a great show and a great race. And out in front, Daniel Adam picking up a big win here to start his afternoon. And another driver coming up with a solid run, a solid drive here was that 7 machine, a Mason Hamill. Let's get Mason up here into the broadcast booth. Hey Mason, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker broadcasting booth. You get a copy?
Yep.
Mason, man, a solid run, a solid drive for you here this afternoon. Not a whole lot of green flag laps to really try to go after that number 75 ride, but you're able to hold off all these hard-charging drivers that were trying to knock down your back bumper, trying to find a way to get around you, and you're able to hold on still for that second spot here in race number 1. Take us back through this race and what's going through your mind right now as you sit down pit side.
I was just trying to hold on that whole race. I mean, I had nothing for Daniel. He was fast. He was driving away from me. I was just trying to keep her under me, if not spin out or get wrecked, because there was a million cautions.
Yeah, definitely a lot of caution flags, a lot of restarts there as you get, nose to tail and door to door with these other drivers multiple times out there on the racetrack. And, what was really going through your mind throughout a lot of those restarts, knowing that at any moment in time, the wrong move by, yourself, you can make contact with the race leader or somebody behind you could easily take you down and out of this race.
I was just every restart, just try to hit the bottom in 1 and 2. Don't miss it, or I was going backwards, and I missed it a couple of times, and they almost got underneath me. But I mean, we really never made it past 1 and 2 because the caution always come out. So there really wasn't much racing there, to be honest. And then the last 5 laps, I mean, we kind of got in a little groove, but wasn't much racing.
Yeah, definitely a tough break there for you. Obviously not being able to have those green flag laps, trying to figure out a way to get around that 75 ride. Biden, he doesn't make a mistake on those restarts like we fairly rarely ever did see. So it's very, very tough spot for you. Just trying to keep yourself, locked in, trying to keep yourself in that second position and just hoping, biding your time and hoping to see those, longer green flag runs and an opportunity for you to try to make a move around the 75 right. Unfortunately, doesn't come here in the winged micro sprints, but we may get another opportunity, another shot at it here later on this afternoon as we'll have a 55 lap feature event for our non-winged micro sprints, and it may be more of the same. May just add in another 25 laps of cautions, or it may just add in a little bit more green flag racing. Maybe people will be a little bit more patient out there on the racetrack to really allow you guys to race and duke it out under the green flag.
Yep, that was fun. I'll definitely give her a shot in here in a little bit.
Absolutely. Well, we look forward to seeing you back out there. But Mason, who would you like to thank for a solid run and solid drive nonetheless here in this one?
Just my spotter, Blaze Baker, telling me to drive the car straight.
Beauty. Well, Mason, great run, great drive, and we can't wait to see you back out there for our second race here this afternoon. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for our second place driver. As Mason Hamill comes home there in P2, we'll get ready to pull in our third place finisher here in this one. As Devin says, damn, he could have at least thanked the sponsor. Good race though, guys. Excited for race 2 of the night. So glad I decided to make this happen. Yes, sir. I'm so glad that you were able to hop on board and get a hold of Cardin and become part of the series here and part of the absolutely amazing action here this afternoon, as we'll get ready to pull in our third place driver, Timothy Missamer, sitting down pit side. Let's pull Timmy up here into the broadcast booth. Hey Timmy, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker broadcasting booth. Taking a copy?
Yes, sir, you do.
Timmy, man, what a run, what a drive for you as we saw you quickly try to work yourself and navigate yourself there throughout the top 10, and slowly but surely we see you get up into that 5th position, then you work yourself there into 3rd, and late in this race when you're finally able to kind of get some laps strung together, you're all over the back bumper of the 7 rider Mason Hamill, trying to figure out a way to get around him as you showed quite a bit of speed in that car throughout this feature event, man. Take us back through it. What's going through your mind right now as you bring it home in position number 3?
I mean, not much is really going through my mind. I'm just kind of happy it's over in a way. I think there was too many egos in the back of the field trying to make their way up through. And it helped me though. I believe I started P9, being able to take advantage of some of them early cautions and get through the field. Try to get up to. I wanted to try to at least run top 5 because I'm out here on home built setups, just trying to tinker and mess with some small stuff here and there, and pretty happy all in all. I thought there for a second I was gonna be able to get second, coming to the flag, and I just kind of lifted out of it. Didn't want to ruin my race. Didn't want to ruin the sevens race. We already went through 12 cautions. We didn't need a 13th caution or a big wreck at the end, and somehow the 13th place guy finishes second.
Yeah, for certain. Definitely, some tough racing out there. A lot of back and forth. Obviously, a lot of caution flags. What was going through your mind there during a lot of these yellow flags? How do you stay focused? How do you have a game plan for that many caution flags and that many opportunities to, run into issues out there on the speedway?
Well, keeping myself calm was pretty easy. Coming from real life racing, not really getting too nervous about a game. I didn't know. I came in not knowing that money was involved tonight. I was just coming in to have fun, and kind of that helped a lot. Then just trying to game plan what I was going to do on restarts where I could make speed at. I realized pretty early that cutting down on restarts really helped me get some speed coming off the corner, and I was able to make a pass on Trevin there on a restart, and then it just kind of chaos unfolded, and it was kind of sit there and have fun, listen to some music under caution, reach over, turn it down during the race, just back and forth, having fun with it, just trying to keep the car under me. The car probably looked like it handled well, but I felt like I was fighting a fat chick over the last bite of KFC. It was winning. It was starting to win.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a fight. You're not gonna win. 9 times out of 10. You're gonna lose one of those times. Having that car kind of kick out and around on you, as we saw that for a few of those drivers having those issues, but luckily enough, you're able to hang on to it, and you're able to pull that number. You didn't really have a number 14 ride here this afternoon as the for sale ride comes home in position number 3. So if anybody's looking to buy Timmy's micro sprint, now's the time to do it, man. That thing is hot, it's fast, and it is proven to run up towards the front of the field.
Yes, sir, it is. It is for sale. It is not on sale, but it is for sale.
Perfect. Well, Timmy, a great run, a great drive here this afternoon in race number 1 of tonight's festivities, man. Who would you like to thank for such a great run and great performance out there on the racetrack?
I want to thank, first and foremost, our Savior, Jesus Christ. He gave me the ability to wake up this morning, and any morning that you are above the dirt is a good morning in my books, regardless of how yesterday went. Every day is a new day, and all the glory to God for everything that I'm able to do day-to-day life, iracing, just in general. SRA for putting these races on. It's pretty fun, regardless to the cautions. You for coming in and broadcasting. David Castelli, he didn't make it out of a B tonight. Got took out on lap 1, but he was able to be in there with me early and just chit chat and have fun. And all the people that helped me on the real life car, Meta race car parts, DRD graphics, precision 3D print designs. There's one more I'm forgetting it, and I'm probably gonna get chewed out for it, but it is what it is.
Absolutely, brother. Well, a great run and a great drive. And I just got word, too, as well, that Timmy's actually donating his 3rd place finishing bonus here, his bonus money to the broadcaster. Is that right, Timmy? I just heard that right?
We'll see.
I'm just messing with you.
We'll see.
All right, Timmy. Well, a great run, brother. A great drive, and we hope to see you right back up here in the broadcast booth later on this afternoon as race number 2 will get underway in just a little bit, and maybe a couple extra spots for you, and maybe pull that 14 ride, the for sale ride, up and into victory lane.
We'll figure it out.
Beauty. Good luck out there. Have fun.
Thank you.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for Timmy Missamer as he comes home in position number 3 here in our first race of the afternoon, as some great racing action, a lot of good battle and back and forth out there on the speedway, and one driver that was able to work himself up and through a lot of the chaos and carnage and everything else as the number 110 ride, Chase Copeland. Copeland coming up and into position number 4. He started all the way back in the 17th position. So Chase Copeland up 13 positions. That's absolutely insane. 13 spots there for Chase Copeland moving up, but he wasn't the only driver. Josh Prater also up 13 positions as well. The 19 ride, he started all the way back. What is that, the 22nd position, I do believe? No, it's the 20th spot. Prater started back in 20th here this evening. So the 19 going up 13 positions as well. Unfortunately, they're tied for the hard charger, but Chase finishing higher up in the finishing order is qualified as the hard charger here this afternoon. But Prater giving a hell of an effort right there, and only need that one extra spot to be the hard charger here this evening. As man, that was a lot of crazy racing here in this one. As Devin Lovejoy says, hey, I already paid you. That's their money. I know. I'm just messing with poor old Timmy there. I like messing with Timmy. He's good stuff. He's good stuff. I've known Timmy for a long time. He's been a huge member of the Peacemaker family. He's been a subscriber, a member, and paid subscriptions on our kick streams and Twitch and Facebook and everything else. So we always like having some fun with Timmy whenever he's up here in the broadcast booth, as we don't get to talk to him as much as we normally like to. Obviously a busy man with real life racing and everything else, but when we get to see him out there, man, it always puts a smile on my face. And it's always putting a smile on my face every time we get to see these drivers out there in battling here on Peacemaker Gaming, creating some absolutely amazing racing action, amazing content for all the fans in the stands to enjoy. As unfortunately that will do it for us here this evening, man, as race number 1 coming to a close. We're not completely done this evening. We'll be back live here in less than an hour from now. I'm going to say probably about 45 minutes from now. We'll be back live again for race number 2 here this afternoon, as the non-wing micro sprints will go to battle here. We'll see the same drivers and maybe even more drivers loading into the sim and looking for the win here in race number 2 this afternoon. So make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, make sure you guys hit that follow button, and turn those bell notifications on, as you do not want to miss the racing action here for race number 2 this afternoon. If you haven't already, hit the like button, hit that share button, definitely hit that follow and subscribe button. Become part of the Peacemaker family here today. As man, what a run, what a drive, and what a performance from each and every one of these competitors, as we'll get ready to stack them up and get ready to rock and roll here for race number 2 in just a little bit. Can't wait to see you guys there. Thank y'all for tuning in for the first one, and see you guys back here in just a little bit. Peace out for now, baby. Peace out for now, ladies and gentlemen.
Engines roar, the night ignites. In the dirt we find our might. Rubber burns, the crowd ignites. Racing hearts under the lights. We live for the speed and slow. Every corner, every spoke. Chasing dreams, dirt in the throat. Victory's a heavy cloak. Tires slide, the dirt's our stage. Helmets on to guard our rage. Lap by lap we earn our wage. In a blur we turn the page. We live for the speed and slow. Every corner, every spoke. Chasing dreams, dirt in the throat. Victory's a heavy cloak. the